morning, and welcome to our 5 minute recap before the actual day five begins. Let's talk a little bit about what we talked about yesterday, just to kind of recap what we covered. We talked about soulmate clients and how I labeled it the term soulmate client because there is a soul to soul exchange and connection that we're looking for with every interaction, every relationship, whether it's a business client, whether it is your job and coworker relationship, or whether it is an intimate relationship like an actual partner, lover, husband, wife, spouse, uh, and even children and family members, right? We're making soul to soul connections with everybody who's a part of our life, our journey, our path. And so, in doing so, there's a couple of things that we could do to inspire those relationships, right? And it's about having a really clear picture about who we want to attract into our experience, and then managing our uh, perception of those individuals, right? Because basically we're in control, we're responsible for how we react to people and how we perceive people and circumstances. And so we talked about how we can attract those people into our experiences that are in alignment with who we are energetically, who we are in our core beliefs and values, and align with our core beliefs and values. And hopefully, you've done the work to really clearly identify the person or people that you want to attract in your life. And that was part of the homework and the exercise from yesterday. And so here's one of the things that, just as an aside, one of the things that I love about creating my soulmate client is that the person or about it is that they they stand out like a sore thumb. And the people that do align with who I want to exchange with, it's like an effortless connection. It always happens in this really uh, effortless way. And so I just I implore you, I invite you to really do this work and really design it yourself. This whole challenge is about you being in control. And, for those people who like control, here's an opportunity for you to really be in control of your own transformation, to really step into being master of your own destiny. And it's a powerful place to stand. It also comes with a lot of responsibility. And I want you to invite that responsibility and acknowledge that responsibility, and really embrace it, because it's in taking full responsibility for all of it that you truly have power and you truly have mastery of your transformation. So, that being said, we're going to reset the room here really quickly and get started with day number five. Thanks for showing up early. If you showed up early, I appreciate you being here. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you see this. We are taking on Transformation CEO Challenge, day number five. Welcome to day five. We're going to be talking about overcoming the fear of visibility and how you can step out of the shadows and into your full potential. I'm your host, guide, facilitator. Dr. EJ Johnson, and I'm here really to love and support you on this journey. So, without further ado, let's get started. Let's jump right into day 5 and have a little bit of a conversation around, you know, what is this thing we're talking about when we say visibility? What is visibility, and what is the fear of visibility? So first, I'm going to talk about the distinction of visibility. For the purpose of this conversation, we're distinguishing visibility as fully embracing what you came here to do, your purpose, the purpose that we talked about a couple of days ago. Fully embracing that purpose and then powerfully sharing that purpose with the world. That is where visibility lies for the purpose of this conversation. Now, fear of being visible around what it is you do could, result in many different things. Not being certain about what your purpose is, not setting intentionality behind the delivery or acceptance or acknowledgement or embracing of that purpose, right? Fear shows up for many different reasons. And the fear of being visible when it comes to you stepping into your own transformation, your transformational success, your purpose, and sharing that with the world, often at the core of that is this incongruency with who and what you came here to be and share. And so as a way of helping you kind of break through that and really have clarity and really have confidence to move through, we're going to talk about a few things. Why we stay hidden, first of all. And I just touched on that a little bit. Staying hidden is comfortable. It can be comfortable, it can be easy, right? And visibility, whenever you step out and you take a stand for something, or you declare something, or you commit to something publicly, there's a level of vulnerability that puts you at risk, or so we think, at risk for commentary, for judgment, for attack, even, right? For bullying, even. But it also puts you at risk for support, and I shouldn't say risk, but it puts you in alignment with garnering support and connection and attention and success by whatever way you determine it. But it even more so, it puts you in alignment when we're willing and we're courageous enough to draw our line in the sand, to stake our claim, to declare who we are, to show up fully, embodying all that we came here to be, and sharing that powerfully from a space of connection with the creator of your understanding. What it does is it allows us to align fully with our purpose and then have certainty or garner certainty on our path. Now, I know that we live in a time where there are people who hide behind the anonymity of the internet's to solely their intention is to do damage or to harm and discourage others. I know that that exists. I'm not saying that you should live in a Pollyanna sort of perspective about the world. There are people who are hurting so badly that all they do is try to bring others to that lower vibration and hurt others as well by tearing down. I'm completely aware of that. And at the same time, our connection to the reason why we're here, our connection to the creator of our understanding, is far stronger, far more powerful when we're in alignment with it. than any of that negativity that lives out there in the world, right? It's far greater, far stronger. That's why this transformation challenge, transformation CEO challenge, is so powerful. Is because it's building a platform of strength, certainty, right? So that as you face as you decide to step out into your passion, step out and be visible, stake your claim, declare yourself, as you do that publicly, you have the foundation to combat any of that negative naysayerism. And some of that naysayerism comes as close as the person you may share share a home with, right? Some of it, a lot of it starts even closer than that within us, where we doubt ourselves and we have fear and imposter syndrome and all of those things. But I'm here to share with you that working on your foundation and then taking action to break through the fear of being visible, the fear of declaring who you are, sharing your skills, your gifts, your talents, your abilities with the world, is what aligns you closer with your purpose. It also aligns you closer with your connection with the source of your understanding. Now, where this shows up a lot with my clients is every single client has this barrier to break through, myself included. I'm no different. And where it shows up a lot, oftentimes, is in the healing arts. You know, my clients who are energy workers or light workers, or maybe they have some sort of healing ability that is not necessarily mainstreamed or accepted by society's standards. And because there's so much opposition, it requires you being congruent and really knowing with certainty, the certainty that doesn't, remember what I said, I think day 3, that it doesn't come from outside. It's not exterior. You have to generate that certainty from within. And that requires you being committed to following your purpose, to listening to, with the inner ear, to connecting with source and aligning your purpose and what you came here to do, right? So it requires that in order to be able to stand confidently in the face of some of the negativity that may float your way, right? And being visible, the fear of being visible is often comes when you don't have that certainty. So if you feel like, hey, I know I'm a healer, or I know I'm a coach, or I know I want to leave this 9 to 5 and start my own business, or even I know I want to go ask for promotion, but I don't have this certainty around my visibility. I don't have the certainty around sharing those intentions with others because there is still doubt, right? And there is still a lack of congruency. And so the thing to do is to build on the foundation that we've already created in days 1 through 4, to continue to root yourself in that foundation, to continue to tap into source, the creator of your understanding, around what path you should take. And this visibility piece is the next piece on that journey. It's about sharing who you are powerfully with, maybe, maybe your first step of visibility is not necessarily going live on Facebook or on a social platform and sharing, but maybe it's just about sharing with the person closest with you. Maybe it's about sharing your skill, gift, or talent with the people in your inner circle, your close friends, like disclosing what you're passionate about, what your desire is, with the people most in your corner first, right? No one's saying go rent a billboard and or rent a stadium and invite thousands and hundreds of people, or a ballroom and invite hundreds of people to it and then declare who you are. No, you start where you are. right? And I want you to get present to the consequences of not taking this act, not sharing who you are. The consequences are you limit the potential of your of opportunities and possibilities, right? Because if no one knows that you do what you do, how can you reach the person that needs exactly what it is you do and bring to the table? It's it's a quandary. Like you can't reach the person if you don't share. If no one knows that you have the ability to heal people, then how can you get to the people who need you to heal them? Who need what you came here to bring? If no one knows that you're an amazing coach, if no one knows that you're an amazing artist, if if you don't share this about yourself, then no one knows. And the person you came here to share that gift with can never know that you're here to offer the solution, the answer to the prayer that they're answering. Your visibility isn't just about you, it's about something far greater. It's about the connectedness of the oneness of all that we all are. Your input is just as important as the celebrity you see on the big screen or the politician you see, causing change. It's just as important as the Nobel Peace Prize winner or the laureate that invents the cure for XYZ. It's just as important. And if you don't take these small steps towards being visible, then you misalign on the bigger stage of you plugging in and providing the solution, the answer that you came here to provide for the people or person that's waiting for it. I want you to just let that sink in for a minute. Just get present to that. That's just how important your skill, gift, talent is. There are huge consequences to you not stepping into your power. And I don't know that we acknowledge that enough. We look out and we see others doing, and we think, oh, wow, they're important. But you know what? You got to look in the mirror because if they're important doing what they need to do, what you're holding on to and not sharing is a missing in the bigger vision for the planet, if you will. So here's some tips to overcoming the fear of visibility. Tip one, acknowledge the fear, don't ignore it. I have a teacher, I study Huna in Hawaii, and one of the what they call teachers in Hawaiian, they call them kumus. And one of my kumus would say, you have to alo. It's a Hawaiian term. It's called alo. And what alo means is that you have to face it. You have to look it in the eye. You have to face your fear. And so I'm sharing that with you because tip number one is not about suppressing fear, ignoring it, pushing to the side. It's really about alo, about looking at the fear and then challenging it. There's a step two. There's looking at it and then questioning it, never ignoring it. Right? Is this real? Is the first question I usually ask. Is this real? Is it viable? Does it make sense to me? Now, granted, if you're in a dark alley at night and someone's coming at you with a knife, there's not a lot of questioning that needs to happen in that scenario. God forbid that should ever happen to anyone. There's like reaction then, right? It's like get out of dodge. But the fear that we run around like, oh, I can't share with this person that I can really help them heal the aches that they have in their body. I can't share because they're not going to understand my gift, and then they're going to think I'm weird. And yeah, that's all what I like to call, excuse my language, bullshittery. It's the bullshittery that we tell ourselves. That's basically what fear is. These sorts of fears. Tip two, take small steps outside of your comfort zone. If you know that telling someone that you're an empath is a fear of yours, then take a small step in a safe environment. Set yourself up to win. Tell someone who is also an empath, right? Say, hey, you're an empath. I get that. Guess what? I feel like I am one too. Set yourself up for small wins. Don't go out there and think that you got to go tell the world. No, start with a win and set yourself up for the next win, and then the next win, and then the next win. And before you know it, tip three, focus on service, not self. Whenever we take the attention off of ourselves and we put it on the greater picture, the bigger picture. I'm not saying forsake yourself for others, because that's a whole nother conversation. No one should ever forsake themselves for others. That's just my perspective, and we could talk about that at a different time. But I am saying when your intention lies at a place where it is about being of service to the greater good, then you kind of take it kind of takes the focus off you. And here's where you can see this a lot. Beautiful parents that sacrifice maybe their own desires at times for the education or the upliftment of another human being called their children, right? When the beautiful thing I see about a parent that genuinely cares about nurturing this life that they have been given responsibility for, because that's what parents do, right? They've been given a life, and they're like, here, train this life to live on this planet and nurture it so that it doesn't receive any harm until it can start to care for itself. That's what the responsibility of a parent is. When you witness that in its most beautiful and pure form, you see that a lot of the choices and decisions that parents make are really to elevate the life that they've been given to care for. And so when you do that with your own talent, you start to step into a whole new realm of possibility. And tip number four, celebrate every win. If you wake up in the morning feeling congruent with your skill, gift, or talent for the very first time, celebrate it. If you have the courage to tell your nearest and dearest friend that you have this gift that you want to pursue, celebrate that. Everything deserves celebration. Every time you take a step outside of your comfort zone deserves a celebration. I have a client that is amazingly successful. Like, from the outside looking in, you would think this client had it all. Like, their life is picture perfect from the outside looking in. But they never take time to celebrate their wins. Now, there are people who look at this person and envy their life, who think, oh my God, if I could just be like you, if I could just have the wealth you have, if I could just have the beauty you have, the handsomeness you have, if I could just have your life, my life would be everything I wanted it to be. But on the inside, this client is like a hamster on a hamster wheel. They never stop to celebrate any of their wins. They just keep thinking, I got to get more. I got to do more. I need to do more. I'm not doing this. This is not right. They're always highlighting the things that aren't working. And so my job with this client is to help work his perspective. Remember, we talked about changing perspectives just slightly sometimes. Changing this perspective to pause for a moment and celebrate where you've made a stride, even if it's the smallest of strides. Celebrate yourself at every opportunity. At every opportunity. So, those are your tips for overcoming visibility, fear of visibility. Your action is to share what you're up to. Do it in safe communities. Utilize the Transformation CEO Challenge community. If you haven't joined, please do. Share what you're up to. That's the quickest way to start your visibility journey. To recap, I'm always going to tell you to write this stuff down. So that's just a given. You should be always writing this stuff down. Um, every step you take towards visibility opens up new possibilities, new opportunities. Join me tomorrow for day 6, where we'll create your vision for success and align it with the actions you should take towards it. We're going to recreate what success looks like for you. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Thank you for being with me today. Peace and blessings, everybody, and have an amazing rest of your day.